we have to understand how it became. And I challenge anybody watching this to go look up the actual process of incorporating a country, what these affidavits were and where they are and where they stand and how they came to be, who signed these documents and these orders, and how they stand and where they stand. Look at the changing of language and how certain things are used and stated and said when it comes to the time of 1700s versus the 1900s. That way you have a better understanding of where you are and when you are.
That's kind of heavy, bro.
Yeah, because I don't want that to go over anybody's head of me just... Because some people, they see language and words and be like, hell, he just like poking and trolling, like right. They see some of these other influencers and stuff out here, like, oh, he just using words. It's the talk about people like Malcolm X called folks like blue-eyed white devil and stuff. I'm like, well, why did they choose that language?
Right.
You know, look into it. So, yeah.
No, that's real. I mean, man, I'm really enjoying this conversation, my brother. I guess I was talking to a black attorney out of Texas earlier today, and he was saying, I get it. We've been through Jim Crow, Reconstruction, black code laws. There have been policies implemented to keep us as a subjugated class.
Absolutely.
And he says, you know, sometimes people call him a coon for saying this, but I kind of get where he was going. He was saying, yeah, we went through all that shit, but now what? Now what? Like, are we just gonna keep bringing up the past and making up this moral appeal? Because he was saying pretty soon it's gonna be a lot of Chinese people running shit, and they're not gonna feel like they owe us anything.
I'm happy to hear that somebody knows that as well. And because once again, we also have to remember this is still a business. The business can still stand even if the board changes. I'm gonna repeat that. The business can still stand even if the board changes. Don't we change presidents?
Yes.
Don't we change cabinets?
Yes.
Don't we change treasurers and secretaries?
Yes.
So if that is the case, is the business still the same as it was before they changed?
Well,
is the physical entity that is the business still the same as it was before it changed? Was any paperwork done to say this is not what it was before this person came, other than the person that's over it?
Well, let me say this. I always thought that the rules and regulations were malleable upon who was in office or in those positions. Am I making sense? Like,
yes, but it's only malleable if the changes have been voted on, and even certain changes can't be changed. Even certain things that we'll say, like certain things that they might want to change, can't just be changed off the bat. Like I can just executive order the shit. No.
So help me see the bigger picture. Where are you taking this?
Where I'm taking this is that even if the Chinese were to take over the United States of America, they're still going to be held accountable, and even more so because even the Chinese owe us some reparations.
Oh, elaborate on that, because I'm blind to that one, homie.
And because we're talking about a whole nother country, a whole nother entity.
But they're gonna feel like, well, shit, I didn't enslave you. Shit, the descendants of the people who enslaved you bombed the fuck out of us.
Well, we're still gonna hold them accountable for being over the corporation. That's why.
So it's like they're inheriting a debt. Gotcha.
Thank you for that language. That was about to be the swing. I was like, let's see how far we can go. Yes, they inherited the debt.
Right.
You are now in control, and you are now held accountable for this deed that should have been dealt with when we had somebody in there that was supposedly supposed to be one of us. Now, when it comes to it, I mean, it's unfortunate, but you know what I'm saying? It's just time to be said. And then with that, let me see. And then with that, we're in terms of the brother's point you're talking about. We have the obligation to do what we have to do while we are still fighting. while our people were out in the streets, our people were out in the streets rallying and organizing and fighting and getting hit with bricks and bombs. People were back home organizing, rallying money, organizing and rallying paperwork. Not only get people out of jail, but to get their paperwork to take off loans on their property to assist our brothers and sisters out there in these organizations.
Right.
While our brothers and sisters were out there fighting in the many wars, I'm talking about all the way up into the Revolutionary War.
I want to interject real quick.
What's up?
Okay, so I was talking to a Jewish attorney out of D.C. a year ago, a Jewish lady. She was telling me the whole world over has pretty much given you their ass to kiss. People have mistreated you guys. You know, you guys have been treated like y'all all have a scarlet letter. Based off the premise that the world is, I mean, it is what it is, has pretty much been against you, why hasn't that been enough for you guys to unite amongst each other? And I told her, right now, I think what's really fucking things up for us are identity politics. I'm gay and I'm black. I identify as a tilapia and I'm black. Or it's like there is no flat blackness anymore. I feel like there's just these subsets of blackness, and we can't even get compound interest. We can't even build a compound forward movement as a collective because we're all in these little subsets. It's like our blackness isn't enough no more.
Absolutely.
The identity politics is fucking it up.
I'm gonna mess that up even more.
Okay.
Hence why I went back as far as the Revolutionary War, because it never was.
Wait.
It never was.
There never was a Revolutionary War.
No. There never was a particular full conglomerated lock-in.
Oh, okay.
I should have, I forgot to preset this conversation with the fact that I'm also African Studies major. So, and just being born and bred in this, my name is Khalifa. This is my born name, not my chosen name. So, you know, when it comes to this, we have to kind of understand, like, where, that's why I started this with, where are we and when are we? Our people have always had some modes of separation. That's why it was so easy to be able to conquer us, both in the Americas and also in Africa. When they played to our strengths, turned them into weaknesses, they were able to turn these minute identity politics into weapons against us to keep us divided, and that's still taking place even still to today.
Yes.
So, by doing so, we are now the machines that they created to keep us divided. Then you also have those situations in which you put these particular people in the seats to hold the door and push the button. So we're talking about a people who are actually literally willing to go into these particular organizations who they have openly in courts, so it's documented, admitted, that they have done the work to destroy you, your movement, your people, your community, an entire family.
Right.
After they killed the main cat, they went back and killed the rest of the family.
Right.
Like, they've admitted this stuff, and you still have people who are going into these organizations willingly because they just got to be there. I always wanted to be in these organizations. I mean, my goodness, I just really want to be there. Did you not see the history? Did you not just watch the television about how they just literally obliterated our people?
Yeah.
This is where we are as the so-called black people today, because also even in proclaiming the word black, this is a name that we did not.
I knew you were gonna go there. Go ahead.
That's where it was going. That's where it was going. We did not in ourselves.
Are we Moors? Are we black? What are
this name?
What are we?
We are a people. We are a people. And
are
I
we
say
African?
A people of many people. And that's where the problem also comes in, and that's why this work is so. This is why this work is so devilish. I don't even want to use the word devilish. Even the word devil isn't the word we think it is. We had the most work done against us, to where, yes, it is damn near, it's not impossible. Because we also, if we can come to the point from which we can say and accept all of our intricate separations and the reason why we're separate, we'll then learn why we're actually all one and the same, and we are the same because of the particular things that have been done to us. And the things that have been done to us, like we started this conversation with reparations, they deliberately went into the lands, put these people at war. They know that by getting our people in war, some of our customs were to take on these people as our servants. They took those servants, put them on the boats, took them down the river, down the coast to an entirely new land. Because once they did that, after we were already rebelling on those slave plantations, because this is our land. How you gonna enslave me in my daggone house down the corner, bro? No, I'm out. I'm out. Oh, we're going to fix that. We're going to take you all the way down here where you will not know these people and you won't know the language.
Yes.
You won't know the culture. You won't know how the land moves and the water moves. So now you not only don't want to leave, you know that you really can't leave. Because I've already worked it out with those particular people down there to watch for your ass if you leave.
You know, it's crazy that you say that because I know during the Gulf War, when we went to Iraq, the first thing that we did, and this is the U.S. military, the first thing that we did was we cut off all lines of communication. We cut off their power lines. Any way that they could actually unite and communicate effectively, like you said, language. So when they separated us, it's hard to get momentum when you can't get a steady flow of communication. Because if there's no communication, there's no language, you have nothing. So yeah, I'm saying that to say, like, we've been cut off from each other, even now.
Absolutely. We think we connected because of the internet. That's why we jumped out. That's why we came over here, talking about technology. It's like, man, we've been blessed and cursed because...
Can you expound on that?
Because we've been given the ability to where we can actually reach out to everybody at the same time, yet we do not understand how it is happening or even how it works. Not to mention, when they laid out the lines across the world for the internet, we didn't even know that they have a line that goes to Africa, but it doesn't go from America to Africa. It actually has to go through Europe to get down to Africa.
Well, I had no clue.
Let me explain that. What that means is you don't have a direct line. You think you do. So what happens is when there are particular times of war, cut that bad boy off. Why do you think that we've had such a hard time organizing, communicating with our people across the way? Why do you think it was such a hard time for us to organize, or talking to my organizers particularly, to communicate with each other when it comes to what we're doing on the ground across the nation, this nation here? It's all war tactics. So by not understanding the where you are, you don't understand the when you are. Because in the when, we're still at war. There are places in this country right now that are still owned by people who are still willingly at war with you, to where they have signs that let you know to get your ass up out of there by the time that sun go down. They have policies in place that let you know that you aren't going to get particular resources because you don't have the ability to access certain areas of economics. Why is that? Oh, because your particular community has been selected upon because it fits certain requirements to be certain zones.
So where do we go? We know it's fucked up, Khalifa. We know it's fucked up. Yeah. Where do we go from here?
Where we go from here is we have to get on our Marcus Garvey. We have to get on our Elijah Muhammad. We have to get on our well, I can also say our Malika Al-Haj Sabaz. We have to get on our King. We have to get on our daggone. We have to get on our 19 Keys. You know what I'm saying? Here at the farms, Muhammad. We have to get on our shit. We have to get on ourselves and say, are we done? We already say, are we done? And if we are done, what are we going to do about that? And that's why I said these names, because even from Dr. King's point, we just passed his birthday. And the day that the country's supposed to celebrate this man after they killed this man.
That's documented. And they killed his mother.
And they killed his mother and his father and his uncle. Like, everybody got took out. We have to understand that, yes, true indeed, we're not going to be just given reparations. It's going to have to come with a fight. We also have to understand that there are many ways to fight. You also have to understand that you getting better in your economics and pulling your economics, understanding how money moves as a frequency, as an energy, that not only we can multiply it, we can gain it, we can influx it, we can influx a particular space with each other, and also understand what we are gaining and what we are losing. Understand that you selling your grandma's house might not be the best economic move, even though you might not be able to afford to stay in it. Learn why it's more in your best interest to ask a question of someone who has gotten higher than you versus looking upon them as your new enemy.
And I wanna interject real quick. I wanna say, let me know if you feel like I'm paraphrasing correctly what you're saying. You name the names. So there needs to be self-accountability. Accountability unto self. Mm-hmm. We need to do for self, as Elijah Muhammad often said. Mm-hmm. And we need to create our own institutions and means of sustaining ourselves.
Absolutely.
So that needs to, like you said, I'll get on our Marcus Garvey. That was the premise of the UNIA. Absolutely. Being able to do for self. But we can be here all night.
Absolutely.
And I want you to, what do you want to leave us with? When somebody, when the time runs out on this, what do you want people to walk away with from this conversation?